right, so you and I have been watching a lot of Dropout,
Yes.
and it's getting to a point where I think it's safe to say that we're both obsessed, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably fair. And just to put the warning out here now, I live in a rural area, guys. It's near the 4th when this is being recorded. People are still lighting off fireworks, so you may hear some shit in the background.
Yeah, I also
Sorry.
live in a rural area where people are illegally setting off fireworks in their backyards.
So
But I also live in an
we'll try
area
to edit
where,
out.
yeah, I also live in an area where the boom is either a firework or a gunshot. So
See, like, I'm in the kind of rural where that's true as well, but not so much for crime as it is get the fuck away from my chickens.
yeah.
And they're trying to scare off like a coyote or you know an animal, not so much a human.
Dude, all right, a couple of months ago was the first time that I heard a coyote. Um
Fucking unsettling, isn't it?
yeah, because it was like 3 in the morning. I'm just sitting
Uh
in my
huh.
room alone, lights are off, and then I just hear like this weird like high-pitched yipping outside, and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So I looked it up on YouTube. I just looked up like, oh, that might be like a coyote or something. So I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, sure enough, that's a coyote. And not only was it like a coyote sound, it was specifically a coyote mating sound.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me about this time of year.
So yeah, that was terrifying. Speaking of terrifying and like things that you can hear where we both live, have you ever heard a fox like
Yeah.
scream?
Yeah.
Awful. It sounds like someone's being murdered.
No, the one that's real bad is when you hear a couple of coyotes start getting into it,
Oh yeah.
and not like the way you heard them, but like fighting.
Yeah. Well,
Because then you get
thankfully
those yips and the yelps. And yeah, it's if you
thankfully I
don't know
haven't
what they
heard that.
are, like if you don't know what it is, it can creep you out real bad.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, shit, I hear like the outside cats getting into fights all the time and that scares me. Yeah,
But
that
back on topic.
back on topic. We're both obsessed with Dropout and Smosh currently.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty bad. I've admittedly been obsessed with Smosh for like the last 3.5, almost 4 years, because I got super into them during uh COVID lockdowns.
So this is where I admit that I used to watch the original when it was just Ian and Anthony
Yes, me too.
way,
But then after a while, I
way,
unsubbed.
way back.
Yep,
Then I stopped watching for whatever reason, and
yep.
within the last couple of years, it's like, oh wait, this is that thing I used to watch.
That's exactly what happened to me. Is I watched just Ian and Anthony for a while, and then I think around the time is when they started adding new cast members and they started having more of a spotlight. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna unsub. But then
But
back
then,
then, I didn't really know a lot about like Smosh Pit and games. And back then, Pit was called Smosh Second Channel.
yeah, yeah, like that's going way back.
I was only watching the main channel back then. I didn't know about games or Pit or anything. But then, like I said, during COVID lockdowns, I got super into them again, and just the train keeps on rolling.
Then, yeah, see, so that started for me like watching Smosh. Then it was iffy
If you knew
doing a bunch of
anyway, yeah.
crossovers that like made me like start to really like him and his brand of humor. Found out about the stuff he does with Dropout. You got talking to me about Dropout, got me to actually get the sub, and now I have cleared all of Fantasy High, all of Make Some Noise, all of Game Changer. I have gotten through all of Starstruck. I am working through a crown of candy. I am working through obviously the new season with Never Stop Blowing Up. Yeah, it's it's become an obsession real damn quick.
Yeah, so how I got into Dropout is I had always known about College Humor. Like I
Right.
originally found out about College Humor through their Badman series.
Everybody knows College Humor. That
Yeah.
shit was ubiquitous for a while. Like no matter they had videos everywhere.
And I didn't
And
know until recently they started Vimeo.
yeah, yeah, same. Like I saw that recently too, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I did not know College Humor started Vimeo. And Vimeo is still like their back end for the Dropout streaming service in general. That's still all Vimeo based.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I got into College Humor through their Badman series, and then I fell off for a very long time. And then it was just a couple of years ago I started getting served Game Changer shorts and full episodes that were uploaded to YouTube of Actually.
Yeah, I
And I was like,
started
oh,
getting
this thumbnail has Matt Mercer in it, and I love Matt Mercer, so I'm gonna watch this.
yeah, no, I started getting some make some noise and game changer reels across my YouTube
Hmm.
after, funnily enough, watching the first season of Sword AF on Smosh.
Oh wow,
I started getting some of that and then some of the Dimension 20 stuff since they have all their shit under Dimension 20 on YouTube. And so I started getting a lot of like Brennan and a lot of the Intrepid Heroes since it's, I don't want to call them main cast, but it's the ones that do most of the campaigns.
right, like Emily Axford, Siobhan Thomas, etc.
Yeah. Allie, Beardsley, Lou, and Murph.
God, I love Lou.
Yeah,
He's so funny.
Lou's great.
Um, but yeah, through
But
Actually, I also watched a ton. I think I binged like every episode of Breaking News because they're super short.
yeah, breaking news is great.
Breaking News is like peak. It's not even really improv because it is scripted. They just don't know what the script is.
Right, right. Like production and everybody knows what's about to come up, but they don't.
And that's what makes
And
it great.
holy hell is it like hats off to anybody that can make Katie break.
Right, right.
Cuz
Notoriously difficult.
I think across all the episodes it's still single digits, or did she just get into double for how many times she's a broke character?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and rewatch all of Breaking News to find that out.
It's super low. Like the way she can keep character is just oh, it's a marvel.
Yeah. Um and then I wanted to see what else was on Dropout, and then I was talking to Dee about it, and she lent me her Dropout like login info. So I was watching Game Changer. I started many a Dimension 20 campaign but never finished any of them.
Look,
Another one of
I
the
hi
campaigns I was going to start first was Tiny Heist because that has the McElroy brothers in it, and I love like my brother and me, and the Adventure Zone
yeah.
podcasts. But I watched like the first 2 episodes of that, never finished it.
Isn't Sam in that campaign too?
I think he is. I could be wrong though. Let's see.
I know Sam's in like one or two of them.
Dimension 20 Tiny Heist.
But yeah, no, like they've got some great there's some that are on my list to watch. I just haven't gotten to them yet.
Okay, no, Sam is not in Tiny Heist. He is in Of Mice and Murder.
Oh, Mice and okay. I knew it was one of the ones where they were like little.
Yeah. It's actually
But
criminal that I haven't finished Tiny Heist because it's only 6 episodes.
yeah, it's one of the really short ones. No, a Starstruck Odyssey is great. Like I have like that one is a lot more comedy than a lot of the others. And not to say that, there isn't their fair share of comedy in all of them because let's face it, all these people are mostly comedians.
Yeah.
But that one is specifically made to be ridiculous. And the fun fact on that one is the universe for Starstruck is literally made by Brendan's mom.
Yep.
It is a set of graphic novels she wrote, and I forget the illustrator's name. But yeah, no, there's a set of graphic novels that are on my list to get because it's like listening to them play it. It's like, okay, I want to actually read what they base this off of.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, that one just gets so dumb, but in the best way possible.
I also want to watch Escape from the Bloodkeep because Matt Mercer's in it.
Yeah, that one is villain perspective, if I remember correctly.
Oh, and Iffy's in it. Cool. Yeah, as far as the current season, I'm trying to keep up with the current season. Episode 1 of Never Stop Blowing Up is so fucking good.
Well, we're only 2 episodes in, so you're only one behind as of right now.
Yep. And I'll be doing my best to watch that before this particular weekend is over.
Okay, yeah, Never Stop Blowing Up. Yeah, I've gotten through all 3 seasons of Fantasy High. They very much have it set up for a senior year, and I'm almost positive they're going to do it. Just don't know when.
I have the first season of Fantasy High. They uploaded like a 12.5 hour long marathon. That's all the episodes. I have that video downloaded on my phone. I just need to actually sit down and watch it.
Now, just to give you a heads up there, the Seven and Pirates of Leviathan are in that same world.
Gotcha.
They're side stories. I think I think that's the only one for the World Aspire. Yeah, there's Dungeons and Drag Queens.
Another season I need to watch.
The fun one here is you have a Crown of Candy, which is Candyland meets Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Then you have the Ravening War, which is the prequel to A Crown of Candy. Brennan is the GM for A Crown of Candy. Mercer is the GM for Ravening War, and Brennan is a player.
See, I remember that because a bunch of D&D nerds on Twitter got real mad about Matt Mercer GMing a game of Dimension 20.
So yeah, like I'm looking forward to doing that one just to see Brennan on the other side of the screen.
Yeah, me
Because like
too.
he's his knowledge of systems is so impressive, or at least getting the general mechanics. And to see him have to do it on the DM side is one thing, but when he gets to actually start doing it from the player perspective, that's what I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, Brennan was the player in a campaign that was done by D&D Beyond on their YouTube channel. The campaign is called Battle for Beyond, where Brennan was a player in it. And his player was like an angsty tiefling guy, like angsty teen sort of vibes. And it was...
This is the other one I need to start, Unsleeping City.
I watched 9 episodes of that and didn't finish it because I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I have ADHD real bad.
Yeah, you see, this one, I love the urban fantasy idea, which I think is why I love Fantasy High and why I have such a interest in Unsleeping City.
Well, if you, the only thing you need to know about Unsleeping City and what I think will hook you in immediately is Zach Oyama plays a himbo paladin.
That makes so much goddamn sense.
Who's a firefighter and is also super hot. So,
oh, here's another one where Brennan's a player.
What one?
Court of Fae and Flowers.
Oh yeah, Abria GM's that one.
Yeah,
I think I love Abria. She's a great DM. Both her and Brennan have DM'd bits for Critical Role. Actually, I think coming up as of this recording, the next like 3 or so episodes of Critical Role are being GM'd by Brennan.
And Misfits in Magic is another one that she did where Brennan plays.
Yeah.
But that one's actually a small table. It looks like it's just 4 players.
The cool thing about watching people like Brennan and Matt Mercer's, like you mentioned, they have such an intricate knowledge of the system, but also they play characters that they're just like fucking around characters.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, what if I just made a funny little guy?
Right.
Which is great because Matt in one of the Exandria Unlimited series, he played a dwarf named Dariax, and he was just a fucking riot the entire. It's only like 4 episodes long, I think, and it was fucking great. Honestly, like I'm not gonna sit here and tell you should watch hundreds of episodes of Critical Role.
You're right.
Because there's a lot of them and they're long. Like I think the longest episode was like 7.5 hours.
Yeah, we talked
But
about that before. Like
that's a
outside
finale
of
of that's a finale of a campaign, though.
well, it's like I believe the junior year for Fantasy High, the finale there is a two-parter, and yeah, part one I think comes in just under 3, and part 2 is pushing 5.
Oh damn!
Yeah, no, it's. Let me double check since I got it right here. Say junior year, our finale is two-parter, 2 hour and 3 hour. It's not that one.
But yeah, I'm not gonna tell you to watch hundreds of episodes of Critical Role, but I will say is at least watch Exandria Unlimited.
Yeah, season 2, finale part 1, 3 hours 1 minute 23 seconds. Part 2, 5 hours 6 minutes 42 seconds. Jesus. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've gotten all caught up on that. I just need to do the side quests for those, but like, want to take a break from that setting after
Right.
powering through.
So the first season of Exandria Unlimited is 8 episodes, and then there's Exandria Unlimited Calamity. That's the one Brennan GMs. That's 4 episodes.
Now,
And
which
then there's
one
Exandria
is
Unlimited
the one where
Chimal.
you sent me the big monologue he does?
That would be Calamity,
Gotcha.
because Asmodeus plays a pretty big role in that season.
Oh, really? A demon prince plays a big role in something named Calamity?
Yeah.
No, go on.
and then there's Exandria Unlimited Chimal. That's only 2 episodes. It's really, really funny. Abria GMs that one. She also GMs the first season of Exandria Unlimited.
I'm constantly in awe of how many voices Brennan can pull out, though.
Oh yeah.
From fucking Bill C. Caster and Chungle Down Bim. Yes, that is a character's name. Chungle Down Bim.
That's
like
I want to know if
Plug's Butt Ugly Stuff Hut.
I want to know if Brennan comes up with those names on the fly, or he like writes them down and is like, "Oh, this is funny."
You know, like there's some of them like he obviously put some thought into before this, and then there's some where it's like, well, that was thought up just now.
Right.
And like there's some of them for characters that show up once, or like in the case of Squeam, who is I think like a crystal golem. He shows up 3 times as just kind of like beginning. They talk about him, and there's kind of like an aside to like him where Brennan says he's like walking or doing whatever, and then at the end he shows up.
Yeah,
but he's he comes out of nowhere. Like there's no like he's at the beginning of season 3, junior year. There's no setup as to where the fuck he's come from. He's just in episode 1. Like when I started, I'm like, wait, who the fuck is this? But he's treated like he's been this massive part of the party for like years, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, like I was just gonna say, Squeam is one of those characters where like he doesn't play a major role, but I guarantee there's a shit ton of fan art of him.
Oh yeah, Groot syndrome.
Yeah, like
all
elevated side character.
And like it's not like Squeam, it's Squeam.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
My current favorite right now, because he's just an incomprehensible little dude, is Sprinkle from fucking A Crown of Candy.
Sprinkle.
He is literally okay. Because this is gonna sound fucking insane.
Lay it on me.
I said Candyland meets Game of Thrones for A Crown of Candy.
Yes.
But I don't feel like that really drives it home, because Sprinkle is literally a tiny, like, living sprinkle that is the familiar of a gummy bear knight that Murph plays that uses a lollipop as an axe
Oh my god.
that has beheaded multiple people at this point.
Okay, I need to watch A Crown
Like,
of Candy.
the hilarious part is out of all the campaigns I've watched, this is the one where Brennan goes into the most detail on how people die and gore and everything. But
And
because
it's
it's
all
all
candy.
candy and food based, it goes from ugh to just hilarity.
I think I can download videos on the Dropout app.
Like, no, I'm loving Crown of Candy so far. It's great.
Oh, okay,
I'm
good
keeping
news.
in mind that it is supposed to be somewhat Game of Thrones inspired, so I have a feeling we're gonna have some player deaths
Right.
just because Brendan's being brutal, and in the first real battle, Lou goes down 3 or 4 times.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
That's rough, buddy.
Brennan's not nice in in that season. He is out for blood, or in this case, sugar. In this case,
Okay, cool. So I was just scrolling through the Dropout app. They do have audio only versions of the episodes,
yeah, I know there's
but also I can download the videos to watch offline.
there you go. Yeah,
So
no, I would definitely recommend watching the videos for Crown of Candy because
yeah,
those set pieces are just like,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure
Fantasy
who the
Hive had
production
some good
designer
set
is.
pieces,
Right.
but they're based off of like everyday shit, like buildings we see, a school, yada yada.
Hmm. The
All
set.
of this is all food and Candyland, and like the set pieces are just beautiful.
Yeah. Whoever does art specifically for Dimension 20.
Oh, they
They
shout
just
him out all the time. I can't remember his
yeah. I
name,
can't remember his name either.
but yeah, no, they're because like he's made them all a set of dice. I think
Mhm.
he's made a bunch of the minis, all the set pieces. Like, yeah, no,
Okay, it looks like a lot of the older
Rick
seasons of
Perry.
D20. Rick Perry.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Shout out Rick Perry. It looks
yeah,
like a
no,
lot of the older seasons of Dimension 20 are also just on their YouTube channel, so I could
yeah. They
also
do have a
do it
lot
that
of
way.
the early ones up there.
Yeah, I just saw
I,
like a Escape from Bloodkeep. They have every episode up.
Now, I think when it comes to Fantasy High, only the first season is on their YouTube.
Sophomore year is also up
Oh, it
there.
does go up to sophomore? Okay.
Yep.
Or is that kind of like how Dropout has the main YouTube where they have the seasons up there, but you have to subscribe to watch them?
No, just straight up on the Dimension 20
Okay.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what ones they had up on Dimension 20, because, like, yeah, that's where I watched the first season for Fantasy High,
Hmm.
but I didn't really, look through all of the channel.
Yeah, sometimes they only upload the trailers or they upload like little clips. Um and occasionally they'll upload full episodes. Yeah, it was only a couple of months ago is when they started uploading every episode of sophomore year.
That was probably in anticipation of
Yeah, promo
junior year.
for junior year.
No, specifically though, going back to the Dimension 20 YouTube, it was a reel about Bud Cubby that hooked me in.
But Cubby.
Bud Cubby
Incredible.
is an anarcho-socialist
Halfling?
halfling
Yeah, that one.
poster.
I know exactly what clip you're talking about now.
Y'all want to make some bacon? I fucking love Bud Cubby.
So good. Yeah, all of this to say, Dropout is well worth your $5.99 a month.
Yeah, like from what I understand, Sam has also said they aren't going to change that if they can help it.
Yeah. $5.99 a month, and then if you want it for a whole year, it's $60.
And just to throw out the odd crossover here, and we've referred to Sam several times now. That is the CEO of Dropout, Sam Reich,
Yeah.
who is the son of
Former
Clinton
Secretary of
administration
Labor.
Robert Reich, who has shown up on breaking news.
And shown up in a nude photograph on Game Changer.
Yes. Yes.
There's a picture of
That did
Sam's
happen.
dad playing a flute naked.
That did happen. So in case that's kind of your interest, there is that there.
I mean, you can't really see anything, but it's there.
After gushing all about Dimension 20, I feel like we have to go for some of the other shows a little bit now.
Yeah, we did spend a lot of time on Dimension 20.
And I don't know if I want to go Make Some Noise or Game Changer. Because Game Changer is just Sam's,
To be fair, Make Some Noise is a spin-off of Game Changer.
Fair, but Make Some Noise also ends up being just, fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Whereas Game Changer is Sam's personal hell to inflict on Brennan.
Right. And Lou, anytime he's in a Sam Says.
Oh, yeah.
Lou gets fucked over so bad on those specific episodes. But yeah, so if you're not familiar, Game Changer is a game show where the game changes every episode. But sometimes they will repeat
a game saver, as they call it.
Yeah, like Sam Says, stuff like that.
Which I think Sam has said he doesn't want to do more than like 3 repeats of a concept.
Yeah.
So except for maybe Sam Says, because of how just chaotic it can get.
And then the spinoff, Make Some Noise, is basically like Whose Line Is It Anyway? Where Sam will give them a prompt and the contestants have to act out the prompt. Either by themselves in teams of 2 or all 3 of them together.
There's been a handful of musical-based episodes.
They had Wayne Brady on.
Yeah. Wayne motherfucking Brady was on an episode.
Howie Mandel's been on an episode of Game Changer. I mean, like, as a guest, not as a contestant.
Yeah, he was a guest judge for something, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think it was one of the Game Changer Survivor or Battle Royale episodes.
Yeah, one of the big ones.
They've also had people from, like, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
They had a Survivor winner. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, I'm not a Survivor fan, so
they've had people from cooking shows too. The amount of like polls that they get for like celebrity guests, it's like, whoa, that's crazy. Like when I saw Wayne Brady, I was like, what the fuck? How?
There's been a couple where you're like, wait a minute, really?
Right.
Well, Paul F. Tompkins is a regular part of the new show, Smarty Pants.
Oh yeah. Also, how could I forget? Tony Hawk was on Game Changer.
Yes.
Tony fucking Hawk. Well, Tony Hawk seems like the kind of guy where if you ask him to do something nicely, he'll do it.
Yeah, no, they've had a fairly decent amount of cameo names.
Now the only thing they need to do is give Vin Diesel on Dimension 20. Or any other celebrity D&D player. Matthew Lillard.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's Lillard, there's
Seth Green.
Yeah. There's a couple of different wrestlers that would jump at that opportunity.
How has Xavier Woods not been on Dimension 20 yet? He's been on Critical Role. He's been on Acquisitions Incorporated.
That's a very good question.
Oh wait, he has not been on Critical Role. I am wrong. But
yeah, I could
Will Wheaton's been on Critical Role.
I could see that going real well, depending on what campaign they decided to do for that.
I just want to see Iffy and Xavier Woods in the same room hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean, Xavier Woods has been on Smosh too. So Smosh used to do a lot of WWE stuff, especially Smosh games.
Wasn't it Xavier and Kofi?
Yeah, and Kofi.
Or was it all a New Day? Was Big E there?
Big E was not there.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I've only seen that video like a handful of times.
And it was Kofi when he was the world champion.
Yeah.
And then that episode of Try Not to Laugh aired after Brock Lesnar squashed him.
Yeah,
so the editor kept having to throw up the word former every time they said world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, the less we talk about that, the better. But yeah, they've had They've had a ton of wrestlers on. Also, like Kimmy, who used to work at Smosh, she's married to a wrestler.
Shane Haste,
Yep.
big name in New Japan right now. For fuck, Mark Andrews, is that his? No,
I don't know. I don't know who's all in TMDK.
no, Mark Andrews, I believe, was United Kingdom. Oh fuck, who's Shane's tag partner? The Mighty Don't Kneel.
TMDK is currently Mikey Nichols,
Yeah, Mike.
Shane
Okay.
Haste, then a bunch of other people. Yeah, specifically Shane Haste's tag partner is Mikey Nichols.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
Other wrestlers that have been on Smosh. Rhino, Claudio Castagnoli, Seth Rollins, Paige, fuck, who else? Bailey. They've had a ton of wrestlers on. They used to do a lot of cross promotion with WWE.
Morrison.
Oh yeah, John Morrison. Yeah, he was in he's been on main Smosh too.
Yeah, he was the specific one I'm thinking of is the one where they have to do the presentation where they don't know what it's going to be about.
Idiots Present, yeah, which is basically what Smarty Pants is, almost kind of. It's like Smarty Pants meets Breaking News.
Yeah,
concept wise.
Yeah, it's like they know they're doing a presentation, they don't know what it's going to be on.
Yeah, do you have a favorite episode of Game Changer?
Oh shit. Damn, that's a hard question.
It really is, because there's a lot of fucking good ones.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, there really are. And 6 seasons worth to go through. Like, I kind of want to default to just any of the Noise Boys.
Yeah, any of the Noise Boys episodes are just, you can't go wrong.
Because when you get Josh Rubin, Brennan Lee Mulligan, and Zach Oyama just yes-anding each other for an entire episode, it's great. And the chemistry between the three, like the whole font face-off bit.
That was on Make Some Noise, but yeah.
But yeah, okay, yeah, no, you're right. Make some noise, but like it's any of those three. But no, we want to go.
Because like my favorite is a tie between yes and no, or yes or no, and honestly, I really liked both parts of Ratfish.
Yeah, Ratfish was pretty good.
But also, God, there's so many good ones. Season 6, the most current season that just finished, it's just been insane. So you had Deja Vu, Beat the Buzzer, Bingo, the Newlywed Game.
As a Cucumber was pretty good, just because of how bad he was trying to get under Brennan's skin.
Anytime there's an episode in which Brennan gives a minute-long monologue. That's why like Yes or No is one of my favorites, because that was the first time we got that.
Or Escape Room is pretty damn good too.
Oh, Escape Room is so good.
Because it's Siobhan, Lou, and Brennan. Siobhan is trying to be all nice about, oh, it's a game, it's the room, don't mess it up. Lou and Brennan are literally breaking anything they can get their hands on. He just takes a fucking clock off the wall, smashes it on the floor, shocks the ever-loving hell out of Siobhan, and Sam just goes wide-eyed and laughs his ass off from where he's watching. And yeah,
I want a monetary value on the stuff that they damaged in that particular episode.
Because it looked like a nice clock. And he just smash.
Because, like, generally speaking, Game Changer is not a very expensive show to produce.
Right.
At least from everything that I've heard Sam say about the production process. Yeah,
Second place is really good.
Second place is really good. I need more episodes of Make Some Noise to come out. And I know season 3 just started, but like, God, I wish it was a weekly show.
Like, I think the best part, and spoilers, it's season 6, but it's the first episode, so it's been out for a while. It puts everything Brennan stands for and just pisses on it.
You know what's crazy? Is that Brennan still ended up winning.
And that's my point. Like, you're supposed to do your best. He did his best. He came in second, and that was the rule. And it mocks everything he stands for during these games, and it's great.
They were talking about it in a adventuring academy. Brendan's like,
yeah, the most recent one.
Every time he gets a text from Sam, he has to. He's like, "Oh God, am I on a game changer?"
Like, is this legit? Is this a game changer? Every time he drives to the fucking studio, he's like, and sees that Sam's on the fucking call sheet.
He's like, "Oh God, this is another one."
I don't think I can narrow down a favorite. Make some noise.
Yeah, make some noise. It's just too good, too consistently good.
Because like this most recent, the first episode of season 3, my wife literally had to grab the remote from my hand and pause it because I was laughing too hard. I was starting to black out.
And that was like a double length episode too.
Yeah, 45 minutes, and they're normally like pushing 25, 30.
Yeah, insane.
And they decided to start with the Noise Boys, and it was a hell of a start to the season.
And if it's anything like season 2 was, we're gonna get at least one more Noise Boys. Because season 2 started and ended with Zach, Josh, and Brennan.
I think an underrated duo in Make Some Noise is Vic and Wysocki.
Oh yeah, yep. Anytime you get the two of them on screen together, I'm like, I'm in. You got me.
Vic knows exactly. Vic has this ability to keep the voice very calm, very conversational, very normal, but the body is going just like the Secret Menu one. Their voice stays very, very even, very just conversational, but they're climbing over the podium. They're about to fall off the front of it.
Right.
And it's
like the face is like stoic, calm, but then everything else is chaos.
Exactly.
Which is what I love about them. Yeah, we could go on for a very long time, longer than we already have about Dropout.
Yeah, like bringing up Vic, very important people.
Yeah, which I'm still working my way through. I still need to.
Who are you on?
I just finished Brian David Gilbert's episode.
I'm trying to remember what he did.
He was Professor Avery Goodman. He had like the claw arm.
Yeah, the evil scientist guy. Yeah.
I still have 5 episodes of VIP to watch.
I'm warning you now.
I'm not prepared for
probably
Ogbert.
Won't surprise you. Brennan's episode, the finale.
Ogbert, yeah.
It gets out there.
I'm not prepared.
Twin Peaks is it's out there. It is very, very like just surreal is the only word I can think of, but it's still not exactly it. Like, it goes places. We'll put it there. We'll put it that way.
Gotcha.
That one gets insane in the best way.
I thought Vic's ex-step grandmother was a very out there episode.
Different kind of out there.
Gotcha.
Whereas Vic's ex-step grandmother is the awkward out there source of comedy. This is that stream of consciousness, one thought to another with no transition kind of out there.
Understood.
Like, yeah. And the fact that it's Brennan, like, it probably doesn't surprise you that it goes to those places.
Mm-hmm.
But even knowing that, I don't think you'll be prepared, because
definitely not.
Ogbert's something else.
All right, so to end this episode, I do have a Reddit story pulled up here. Title is, "Am I the asshole for saying, is that Shrek to a picture of a tattoo?"
Well, initial thoughts are probably yes. Unless it was an actual tattoo of Shrek.
The post reads as follows. "So basically, I was with a work colleague just walking towards our cars, and she showed me a picture of a tattoo on her phone. I just thought she was showing me a tattoo, and the tattoo was a face of a man, and it just resembled an ogre to me. So I said, 'Is that Shrek?' And then she got offended and said, 'That's our godfather who passed away, and the person with the tattoo is her dad.' And then when I got home, she texted me again and said she wasn't happy, so I apologized for saying Shrek to the tattoo. Then I explained it was just a misunderstanding. That entire body of the post is a run-on sentence.
Well then.
So the tattoo was a tattoo of their godfather on this person's dad, and OP thought it looked like Shrek.
Okay, so I guess I'll be that asshole. Was the Godfather just that ugly, or was the tattoo just that bad?
We don't have any additional context, but the prevailing, I mean, this post is labeled as not the asshole.
I could see.
Top
I could
comment.
see why not.
Top comment. Lol, not the asshole. If the tattoo resembles Shrek, that's not your fault. And then there's not the asshole. Portrait tattoos always look like shit. There's a high chance it really did look like Shrek. Plus, who the fuck shows someone a tattoo of a deceased person on their phone just like that without any context?
I will not agree with always, because I have seen some good portrait tattoos, but they are very, very, very few and very far between.
Now, this one I agree with. It just says, nobody is the asshole, foot and mouth interactions happen, and it was clearly a quip made out of the context of the situation. And then someone else commented, I knew a girl in college who was showing her new tattoo to the class. One guy walks over, not having heard her story, forgetting it, and said, whoa, is that Hitler? It was Edgar Allan Poe. Jeez. What if they said no, it was Charlie Chaplin? Yeah, it looks like it looks like most people agree, not the asshole, or nobody's the asshole here. It was just a weird misunderstanding.
Unfortunate, yeah.
Just a weird foot and mouth, like, dang, I bungled that one. Which is what I would say. Is that
Right.
OP was just like, shit, I said something dumb. Sorry. Which happens to me all the fucking time. But also, that's probably tism.
I tend to have that ability too, to just very easily put my foot right in squarely in my mouth.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the episode. So, thank you guys for listening, and we'll talk at you next time.
And even though they're not paying us, go subscribe to Dropout. It's worth the money.
Just go subscribe to, I think they have like a 7-day free trial period.
Yeah. Just some free promo for them, because like they're awesome.
Yeah, we love Dropout. Like most of the hosts on this podcast love Dropout. So can't speak for Nick or Jake, but D loves Dropout. So
yeah,
everybody go subscribe to Dropout, and also subscribe to our podcast. We're on everything. Have you ever heard of Pocket Casts? No, I didn't think so, but we're on it.
Yeah, that's a new one on me.
Who's listening on Pocket Casts? Let us know if you're listening on I'm rambling. Bye.
Bye.